Want to bring in an expert. We're lucky to have Captain Gibson joining us this morning on Weather Command. He's a former NASA chief astronaut and four-time mission commander. So excited to have you here. We want to talk about the historical milestone that we're going to make today, but I want to point out, because I discovered not only have you been around Earth's orbit, you've also visited the ISS, so you've seen Earth in magical ways. What has it been like for you as we, I don't know, approach this milestone, what we've seen so far?
This is spectacular, Marissa, and thank you for inviting me here today. I didn't go to the ISS, but I went to the Russian space station, okay. and I spent 5 days on the Russian space station, which was the first time a space shuttle had done something. And what we're doing now with Orion and the SLS program and the Artemis II launch is trailblazing for us, and it's going famously. Everything is just going really, really great. Minor issues with the dump line, the dump vent overboard. Not surprising. We had those same sorts of issues on the 10th and 11th space shuttle flights, and this is why we're flying with a crew on board, because we find out things that we don't find out with unmanned craft.
Yeah, what about the team today actually taking a look at having their eyes on the Lunar's far side, and it's the first time since the Apollo missions, really. How does this perhaps bolster plans for a moon base and getting man back on the moon one day?
Greg, every little thing that we can learn about the moon and about our vehicle and how it interplays with the flight and the mission is important to us. And I can't tell you how envious I am of this crew. People have asked me many, many times in the past, would you have liked to have gone to the moon? The answer is absolutely yes. And they probably won't invite me back to do it. I've been greedy enough with 5 missions already, but this is really an exciting mission that we're seeing.
Five
hey,
missions behind your belt,
awesome.
right? Some of us even can dream of just one day. And I think that is, the plan, right? That not just, astronauts that are getting sent up there, but the common person could eventually take that trip up there, and it's not hundreds of thousands of dollars to take that trip. Want to also break down, so we have a similar path that Apollo 13 took, right? But for Artemis, they're going to be further away, further out, which is the historic milestone we've been talking about. But when we talk about never before seen parts of the moon, why is that? What's going to be different from their view compared to what Apollo 13 had?
Well, Apollo 13, Marissa, had a pretty good view, but they weren't free to really rotate and change their orientation for looking at it. And of course, it also depends on what their exact orbit was. And I'm not sure exactly how this orbit compares with Apollo 13's, other than the fact that both of these were free return trajectories, which means they're going to loop around the moon using the moon's gravity to accelerate them back towards Earth again. But they are going to be much better prepared and much better able to do some observations, because Apollo 13, let's face it, they were fighting to survive on Apollo 13.
Yeah, we were talking about that here this morning, here behind the scenes, talking about that. Let's talk about the toll it takes on your body, because I think that's perhaps part of the mission as well. They're in a smaller space, if you will. But what can we learn from their time up flying around the moon at this point for future explorations on the toll that it takes on the body, perhaps?
Well, there shouldn't be too big of a toll on the body, Craig. Yes, they're going to be a little bit more cramped than we ever were aboard the space shuttle, although I flew with 7 total astronauts, and actually 8 total astronauts for my return from the Russian space station. And the things we're learning have to do with habitability. And that's an important thing to develop and learn on any space vehicle. And they are getting so much experience on this mission with the 4-person crew. This will pay dividends on Artemis 3 and Artemis 4 and missions beyond that, because these are the sorts of things we needed to learn about how the Orion spacecraft is and how it is to live and work in space. They will be just fine.
Yeah, it's as I was coming into work this morning, and the sun isn't up, but you've got a full view of the moon, and all I could think is, man, there are humans not too far away from that point, right?
Yeah.
Getting a better view of the moon than Earth at this point. For you, I'm reading here that you've done more than 36 days in space. When you get back on Earth's surface, I mean, we always talk about dream of being at the beach. Do you ever just close your eyes and feel like you're back in space?
I have dreams now and then where I'm in space, and sadly I wake up and I go, oh, I'm not really there. Although I guess I shouldn't complain with 36 days in space and 5 space flights, but I still do. But yes, it was fascinating. It's unforgettable, and times that I will never forget, and I relive all the time.
Well, we appreciate your time and experience and sharing that with us here on Fox Weather, because it is so valuable on so many levels. I love speaking with you. We could do it again and again.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time. That is Captain Hoot Gibson, former chief astronaut for NASA. Have a great morning. We'll be looking with you and looking forward to the splashdown in San Diego in just not too long, a couple of days now, 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. I sure enjoy this.
Thank you.